Yeah. Okay. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I'm a lot very late tonight, but I have been busy as all heck. What can I say? So, um, those are just coming in. Welcome to the program. You guys will be coming to the chat room slowly, and I'm sure everyone will notice. Actually, what I'll do, just for the sake of it, let me do this. I'll let everybody know I'm actually in the room first. If I got the forward, go figure that one, right? Let's forward this. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure how many people will be able to watch tonight because, like I said, it's a little after 9 Pacific. Um, Normally I'm on at 7. I was quite sick last week. Oh man, when I was sick, I'm still trying to get over it. That's the reason I wasn't sure if I'd be on tonight. Due to there's a virus going around, and it's not a natural virus, folks. This is actually what I did my research. About a couple of months ago, or a month ago, there was more than a month ago. There were so many chemtrails going across the sky, and here in British Columbia, as well as parts of Alberta, and it hit a lot of people. Many people that I know of were very sick, and it hasn't just. I mean, it doesn't hit just the young people, but also like my nephew was quite sick. The whole household was sick, and I was in Alberta. My family, a lot of my family members got sick, and many people that I know of now are still trying to recover from this sickness. Basically, what it is like I've said before, they sprayed the skies, and they're making it where you can barely recover from this one. This is taking longer. It's not a cold, it's not a flu. It is like another version of the C-19. Okay, they're trying to do the same thing again. They're trying to repeat this and make you believe that you got to line up. And because people have actually said they've actually going to a lot of these pharmacies, or going to these anything to do with pharmaceuticals, and they're getting a lot of people are getting a lot of the cold and flu stuff, and or they'll go see someone actually who's in the pharmaceuticals, and they'll call the doctor, say, "Oh, I'm feeling kind of sick, and I have this, this, and this." It's not how do you say it? It's not a cold type of cold. It's actually more of a nasal passage block up to the point of you cough so much. You don't get a sore throat. It's not a sore throat issue. It's just nothing but coughing, and you're just hacking up these ugly globules. I guess you want to ugly, whatever it is. And like if you ever experienced it, it's horrible. Okay, and I was quite sick. My wife still has it. And like it's not infectious. I mean, not something that you give to someone else. It's in the air. Okay, it's not something you pass to somebody else, folks. You are breathing it in. They were spraying. We had too many chemtrails go across the sky, and I noticed I would say about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I thought, what the hell is that? Like it's just above our skies, and people in Alberta, some people in Saskatchewan are saying the same thing. I don't know where and how or when they decide to do this, but it actually has become too much, because a lot of my friends are telling me the same thing. Yes, Ernie is with his phlegm, but it's not your natural phlegm. It's a very dark. Some people have actually had it. Like my wife would say, it's almost as bad as the phlegm would mix with blood, and it comes out very dark. Some people have it differently. Because anybody's actually dealing with a certain kind of illness, like my wife, she's dealing with her leukemia, her cancer. She's got the like her immune system is not the same as mine, so it's harder on someone who's actually is dealing with their own um, physical, not say disability, but a physical health. Okay. Leukemia is not your typical common cancer, and it's in her blood. And if it wasn't for her, um, 3 years ago to have this blood transfusion, she wouldn't be here today. So, and she had very special blood put into her because only 3% of the people in the world have this special blood, A negative, special type of A negative blood. And both her and I have the same blood type, the same exact thing. Both her and I have the same 3%, I call it alien blood. So when they had to special order her blood from Mexico, as I mentioned before, sure you guys mentioned her. If you don't know, that they had to order her blood from Mexico, and then they flew it here to Canada very, very quickly, and they did a mix up in the Vancouver General, and then they flew it over again to the Sir Memorial, because there's two types of I guess it's a what locate I guess two different type of medical studios that they had to do mix of the blood or combine them, and then they were shipped over to our other hospital, which is the special hospital in White Rock, and they gave her the blood within no matter of 18 hours. I mean, that's how quick it was. I mean, we're very fortunate. And thank God up there, telling you folks, that if it wasn't for special angels that actually made sure my wife got her blood, and because not everybody has blood transfusions when you have leukemia, it's not the same. But anyways, now I want to bring this up because that's what I said before. They are trying to use this new type of, I guess, in sample, or I guess they see how many people got sick. They're still testing people like us as the guinea pigs. It's still happening as we speak today. I don't know why they're doing it, but you can't say I guess would say they're trying to see how strong your immune system is. Well, number one, folks, anybody who's been, snake bitten in the arm since 2020, you're going to feel the after effects differently. Now, those who have not been snake bitten, like myself, my wife, our recovery is a little bit better, but it's going to take time. Now, yesterday, my wife had to contact the doctor to get antibiotics because it's come to the point that she can barely breathe. Because what it does, it starts to shorten the lung capacity. It's bad. And now it has nothing to do with your age. This is all to do with it can do some damage to your lungs. So we don't know what it is, and I don't like it where they don't tell you what it is. So these spraying the skies, okay, folks, this is what it is. If they're spraying the skies to change the weather, and you notice that I will tell you this right now, here in British Columbia, we've already beat the world record of rain capacities of rain, and we've had the most rain ever than any time of any years past since British Columbia became British Columbia. And so there's more rain coming down. Why so much rain? Now people think, okay, well, if you're going to rain a lot, okay, we just maybe things need to be cleaned. No, now we're going into the beginning of floods, and it's going to affect Canada too. They're not done cleaning up what's here. They've done some floods in some areas. Do you guys remember the story that goes way back a couple of years back, 3 years ago, where they had to special military forces had to get rid of some bad people in here. That's up near. It started up in the Coquihalla Highway under the mountains. That got blown up. Chinese submarine base under there. That went down. They got flooded out, and the water came down through the valley and flooded Hope, Chilliwack, and Abbotsford area region, a lot of the farmlands. And then our country, people don't realize, you guys don't realize that a lot of our country in Canada BC has been protected, and they have been saving lives. And special military forces have been taking care of us, not babysitting us, but just taking care of us. We are being protected, all of us. So the thing is that We don't realize how fortunate we are that we need to, you know, thank them. Thank the special guys, the special forces, special unit that they've been protecting this country. Now, that in itself, um, we have so much stuff happening going right now. And people are sending me all kinds of messages from all over the world. Sure, Iran is a free country now that Khomeini is gone, but now they're still trying to create an ongoing war, and they're blaming Trump for that. Yeah, but they got rid of the bad guys, right? So there are some people that are in the background in that country, in Iran, that are still trying to control the people. Oh, it's still going on right now. There's a young man who was actually a not professional wrestler, but he was an Iranian wrestler, and he was just trying to stand up for the right of his own sister. And they tried and prosecuted him and had him charged him as a traitor to the Iranians. And he didn't do no harm. He's just a wrestler. He's 15 years old, and he was just recently executed, hung. A 15-year-old wrestler, right? School wrestler. That was his career. He wanted to be a wrestler. So the thing is that it's affecting a lot of people everywhere. We have been seeing this happening now here in Canada. We've got a lot of these protesters coming out all over the East Coast. Now it's in Vancouver. Well, it's going back and forth, but Ontario was pretty well the worst of it all. Now we got people that are yelling out loud, unalive Canada, unalive the people, and the citizens of Canada. And these are your Muslim, the bad guys, the real bad ones out there, and they're in your face. Anybody who wants to interview them, they're willing to talk, but they're still doing their little screaming and yelling, and also saying the unalive the United States. Now, I don't understand why they're wanting to get away with this, how they can get away with this, where your CBC and CTV will not interview them, will not share that to the public. So that means that these people themselves, this is my understanding of it, and I will say this, I wouldn't doubt it. But I will bet this. I bet you guys that those guys are yelling and screaming all those words. I bet you they're actually casting. Okay. They're casting. That means that they do it purposely. They're hired to do this, to get you all worried and upset. Because we've had too many people now today are trying to push this, right? I mean, like I said before, yeah, Heidi, you're having the same problems breathing too. Yeah, it's in the air. Don't mean to distract me. You're not distracting me in this story whatsoever, but it's happening to everybody, folks. We're not having troubles with our breathing capacity, because I noticed that British Columbia always was a very clean province, like very, very, very purely clean. You can't say that the carbon is a problem. There is no problem. We need the carbon, right? It's in the trees. We got Elizabeth May, the Green Party, a Green Party leader. What a waste of speech from her. And she wears this little multicolored pin, circular pin. She works for the WEF. She works for the World Economic Forum. She also works for the WHO. And she talked about the carbon. Well, we need to shut down all the pipelines. We need to do this. If we don't have that, we're not going to live. It's going to be really badly bad, right? Glug, 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 glug. Hammered out of her tree, talking to the cameras. But we don't get this done. Blah, 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 blah. They let her drink. They let her slob on the news, the slob in the interviews. She does that a lot. Or slur, I should say. But anyways, that pin she takes great pride in. That's a slavery pin, folks. That's the 2030 pin. That's the one that she is close friends with. You guys don't know that, eh? She's close friends with Bill Gates. She's close friends with all the leaders up in the World Economic Forum. You didn't know that, did you? She was there. Okay. She also is close friends to Mark Carney. They're all playing the game. They're all playing the role. Now we got some floor crossers again. We got a floor crosser who's actually who's actually Inuit. And she is in trouble right now, and so is her son. Yeah, child, you know what? Online, internet, um, that sort of thing. So I strongly feel that she decided to cross over to protect her son. And now, when she's being investigated, she's actually being caught stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars, spending our tax dollars. And then she says, "Well, if I have to replace it, I'll do it with my own money." But she used our own tax dollars. She used the government card to buy all kinds of things since she crossed over as a liberal follower. Biggest mistake she's ever made. But the thing is that that's what parents do. They want to protect their child, even though even though they know their child's in trouble. Pardon me, child. He's all full grown man. Anyways, a lot of floor crossers that have been happening, and I guess Carney's trying so hard to get more people to cross the floor, because basically you guys don't realize in Canada we do have an election coming up. Now, goes into two directions. Okay, one, why did Pierre Poilievre go see Joe Rogan? Why did he go to the U.S. to be interviewed by Joe Rogan, even though Joe Rogan invited him last year to come and be interviewed, and Poilievre actually turned it down, didn't go. Now everybody believed, even CBC TV and CBC said, well, the reason why he didn't go because that's going to the United States, and why would he do that? That's ridiculous, right? Now, the true story was the election was on at the same time, the last election. Okay, so that's why he didn't go. Because now, how I know this is because if you didn't see the interview with him and Joe Rogan, he did say the reason why I didn't come the first time through your invite, because it was through when we were having our election. I did not want to show up here because I was too focused on this work. Now he's on the roll. He can do whatever he wants, and that's what he's doing. Okay, so he decided, because he was invited again, he decided to make him something special for him too as well. So he got him this big metal ball, custom design with a handle on it. Okay. And because Joe Rogan loves this stuff, that's his big thing. So he gifted him this, not our tax dollars. He used his own money to gift it to him, because thanking him for the invite, and because Joe Rogan is into absolute fitness. Good. Then they talked. The first thing he mentioned about where Mark Carney, not Mark Carney, sorry, take it back, where he actually brought up Justin Trudeau. And somehow the word got to Cuba. Oh, yeah, I remember Paulie was saying something about going to Cuba. And then Carney's, Joe says, oh, yeah, Trudeau's father, Castro. And all of a sudden, all of a sudden, Poilievre protected that image and said, no. That's just hearsay. He says, no. Pierre is his real father. Pierre is his real father. And he said, I met Pierre. And he also said he caused problems with the oil industry to Alberta. Okay. He was trying to distract him from the story regarding Trudeau, Justin, but he's also wanted to bring up the gas and oil. So he had to take that story away from him and go into the next step. Okay, makes a whole lot of sense. Now, if you guys haven't seen the interview between Poilievre and Joe Rogan, it's worth your while, because Canada does need to be well taken care of, right? And the way Poilievre, the way it sounds, he's actually trying his darndest. He really wants to see himself become the next prime minister of Canada. Well, I hate to disappoint you guys, but Carney is making sure that Poilievre does not have a chance. Why? Because the World Economic Forum and the Chinese Communist Party are going to make damn sure of it, that it won't happen. They're going to interfere. And they're also going, and we already know this, they're going to interfere, and they're going to make it where Carney stays in the like a landslide. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. Carney needs to be called out on what he's doing. You guys may not know this, but there actually is something I wanted to show you, which is very, very important. And if I haven't shown you before, let me bring up this file. And that is, there is, let's go here. You need to see this first. It's going to be very, very important to see.
1954.
Okay. This is 1954, 2 years before my birth. You guys got to watch this. If you haven't seen it, you need to see this. Okay. And I'm going to bring this up on the screen with this. Let me bring it up on my other screen here. Window, share. Okay, here we go. Now, I want you guys to see this and pay attention because this is going to be very important. But this is basically there's a fellow who did some research coming from Edmonton. And through his research, he says, guess what happened after 2019? This is the important part. The media legally lie to you the media can legally lie to you since 2019. Okay. This law was passed by Justin Trudeau. He sneaked it in before he left. There's a reason for it, because the reason why Justin Trudeau had said in his own video interview, he said, I paid $2.4 billion to CBC and CTV to lie for me. And he used the word lie for me. And they're going, ha, 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 ha. And he knew that he can do it because he passed the law. This is just after 2019. Okay. So here it is.
1954, there was a statute in the Criminal Code of Canada that said it was illegal for media to lie to the public. However, in 2019, Bill C-39 was voted on and passed in Parliament to remove it. So it's legal for them to lie to you. So why do they want to lie to you, is my question.
Yeah. Why do they want to lie to you? It's because they can. Their plan was to lie to you, and this was basically pre-set of lies in Canada. Why? Because they knew what's coming up besides Justin Trudeau. Now, they were investigating Justin with WHO. They're investigating him with money laundering. They're investigating him through many, many things. Okay. And yet he said, no, I didn't do it. Had nothing to do with me, blah, 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 and walked away scot-free. So he's been walking away. So basically, and he's also had a bill passed. You guys may not know this. He also had a bill passed that made, that all politicians are exempt from any prosecution or any investigation that they see fit to stop, to basically null and void. They also try to pass a law that you would not be able to open any file on any Liberal MP until 2050. So they are protecting their reputation up until 2050. And the thing is, this is what they need. They wanting to see how far they can go to take control of that, and that you would have no say in the matter. Now, there's a loophole in this, absolute loophole. Reason why they're saying this is because they think that you can't do anything about it. Because they say they can lie to you as often as they want. You don't have to, that you can't do anything about it. Yes, you can. You can force them. Now, thing is, here's something else. in court. Okay, in court. When you go to court in front of a judge, the judge used to say, how do you plea, guilty or not guilty? People are not answering how do you plea anymore because they're not using God's Bible. They're not using the Bible in court. The Bible became null and void. Why would they remove the Bible from the courts? Why would they move the Bible from the schools? If you remember, some of you guys remember my age, I remember doing an opening prayer, morning prayer in school. Every student, all the students, every classroom had to do a morning prayer. Okay. And then after when before school was over, the last thing we did, they would actually play the song, God Save the Queen. Fine. Later on through the years, they stopped using it to the point where I would say the last, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure if any of you guys were in the 90s were still doing opening prayers. I'm not sure. The only times they ever did prayers is anybody's doing a sport. And even that is not even involved anymore. Thing is that the government's been trying so much to basically avoid anything that they used to do before. Now, you guys may not know this, but I remember an old Mickey Mouse movie where Mickey Mouse would be on the end of his bed and he'll say, "Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take." Now, Mickey Mouse said that, okay, in Disneyland. Then later on through the years, when it became corrupt, that prayer was removed. And they're trying to say it never existed. I've got the video. Okay. The thing is that they're trying to, and then they try to pass a law, Bill C-9, which they did. Oh, it's only on its first reading. Bill C-9. They're trying to make the Bible illegal now. You cannot quote anything from the Bible. The Bible cannot be an appearance in public. The Bible cannot be quoted in public. And if you mention the word Jesus or God in public, you'd be arrested and taken to jail in Canada. Now they've already been doing this in the UK, Scotland, and Ireland. They're already doing this. People have actually in Europe have already been arrested and taken to prison for actually even saying the word Jesus or like anything relating to Christianity. You're going to jail. There's over 25,000 people who have been taken from their homes and off the street and have been tried and sentenced to 2 years in prison. 2 years. This is not a joke, folks. This is for real. All the judges, all the police, all of the MPs in the UK are all Muslim. Every one of them. Even your king, fake Charles, is also Islamic follower. He's actually wears the Islamic clothing. He's been to their gathering constantly. Okay. You can use, if you use any other religion, it still won't be accepted. Muslim is accepted. You can, if you say, "Oh, Allah, blah, blah, blah," whatever have you, they don't bother you. But if you say Jesus, or, because the police are going to ask you. There was a young lady that actually was praying to herself in the street, and the police officer asked them, "What are you doing?" "I'm praying." "Who are you praying to?" "I'm praying to God, our Lord Jesus." Boom, you're under arrest, handcuffed her and gone to jail. You see what I mean? We have the prayer police. We got the Bible police. And so Mike Miller, I think his name is Mike Miller. Mike Miller or Mark Miller, one of the two, is the one that actually went through the Bible thoroughly, which actually is Justin Trudeau's best friend, school chum. They went to school together, okay? And he made sure that anything to do with that's protecting us, he basically had stated that the Bible itself is the most violent and corrupt material, and that has to be stopped. Okay. So Carney did say, Carney as well said, Muslim values are Canadian values. It's true. And did you know that Carney is not a Christian? He actually is a Muslim follower, has always been a Muslim follower. Okay. He's not a Christian. He says, oh, I went to church. I used to go to. Yeah, used to. He converted or perverted. Okay. Oh yeah, he's that way. Now we have had a woman who actually had a door knocking on the Ontario Police, the CPP. CPP? Yeah, the Toronto Police. Showed up at her door and asking her about what she wrote online. Now, here's the thing. This woman never said anything negative about Carney. Someone else did. And she said, you shouldn't say that. Now, what happened was someone saw her name and thought, okay, she's part of it, so we're going to arrest her and put her in jail. That was not her story. She did not create that wall story in that issue. There was actually some sort of a threat to Carney that went online, and she said it's not a good idea to do that. But in the meantime, they went after her, and they did not go after the person who actually started it all. But fortunately for her, good thing that she was smart. She actually brought out her recorder. And here's my heads up for all of you folks. Anybody that out there that watches this program or anywhere across the world, anybody who watches any other shows here in Canada, and anybody comes to your door, you make darn sure that your cell phone is ready to record. Okay? You need to video record because the police don't like you video recording them. And if they tell you you cannot record them, that it's illegal, they're wrong. Even in Canada, you have every right to record them. You have every right to record them. Okay? They're trying to try and intimidate you. You have that right because you're protecting your life. You're protecting your freedom of speech. You're protecting it. It's important. Okay? No matter where you go, knocking on the doorbell, make sure that your cell phone camera ready and you turn it on before you open the door. Get ready because they're going to try to intimidate you. Now, do not invite them in and do not walk outside. They're going to say, well, I want you to come outside and talk to you. No, you don't go outdoors. Once you step outside, you're giving them permission to take you down. But they cannot walk in your house. Now, Carney is trying to get a bill passed that they can walk right into your house and take you. He's trying to get a bill passed that they can come and take your phone, your cell phone, and they can take your computer, take your cell phone, take anything that you have, even your own belongings, even your house. They have the right to seize your home and take everything away from you, including your bank account. That's what he wants. Okay? Why do you think he said this is the beginning, the coming of the New World Order? He said it. And then another person said it, who actually was from the Ukraine. Zelensky said the same thing at the Davos gathering in 2026 here. He said, it's time for the coming of the New World Order. Anybody who says that, that means that they are very, very bad people. Some people say, oh, well, that's the ending of the New World Order. No. Carney is testing your strength. He's testing your ability to stand up for yourself. You have to say no. It's your choice. You have to learn to say no. Because if you say, oh, here, you can have me, go to jail. Oh, I don't want to get involved, go away. No, you are involved. Not by watching me. You are involved, you're living it. Now, here's the thing. Some people are saying, oh, well, it's not worth living anymore. It's not worth living. Yes, it is. Our country has been under slavery for a long, long time, and we've been spoiled freaking rotten. And we've allowed the government to tell us what to do. Because here's what I think I don't understand. When you vote for someone who represents this country, you're wanting to believe the fact that he or she is going to represent you and protect your country, to protect you. Remember this, folks. They're not here to protect you. Anytime they swear in, they're swearing in under the crown to protect the king, not you. Any RCMP officer or city police officer, they are signing. When you see that crest on their shoulder, on their arm, and it shows a picture of a crown, they are there to swear in to protect the king, not you. You are the civilian. They can abuse you and take you down whenever they feel like it, make up shit whenever they feel like it. There are some laws that protect you, but you have to say no. Okay? Anytime they get sworn in, they're swearing to the king, not to the public. They're not swearing to take care of you. When Carney's got sworn in, he swore to the king, King Charles. But here's the thing, folks. He's swearing to a dead man. But don't forget, the real King Charles is not here. So, why did he swear to a dead man? That means dead man can tell no lies. And Carney is actually doing as much as he can to, I told you guys a long time ago, from the very beginning when he came in, that he was a selected prime minister, and he came in for one reason, and he was actually already told ahead of time. They were preparing him before he came in. When he was at the World Economic Forum back in 2013, then he was there again. He was actually representing the UN. Okay, he was actually one of the heads of the UN. He was also a member of the World Economic Forum on the board. He was a director of many boards under the World Economic Forum. Is also the director of the New World Order. He was also the director and very close buddies of Prince, of the Prince, what the heck's his name again? The one that got in trouble with the little girls, Prince Andrew. Okay. He was invited to that party. There's a photographs of Prince Andrew with the little girls, right? Young ones. And guess who was in that same room with him? Carney. He was there with little girls. It was proof. There were young girls that came forward and were witnesses, said they saw Mark Carney there with little young girls. And he was married then too. Underage. At this party. You guys don't realize, our country is being controlled by a big, huge PEDO organization. These leaders are every one of them. Okay? I'm not kidding you. Trump has nothing to do with this, folks. By the way, I saw the video where they're supposed to, someone sent me this baked up video saying, oh, there's Donald Trump. That was an actor. That's not even him. We have proof because the military said he was never there. And I would take their word for it. He was never there. So what the Democrats are doing, they're making up stories to say, oh yeah, he was there. He was there. No, he wasn't. This movie was just recently made. And this guy was an actor. He was wearing a freaking mask. You can tell. It was like, there's no motion, he was sitting there going, like he looked like a robot. You know? So the thing is that what I'm trying to point out, we are still being conned. Carney. I told you that. He was selected for a reason. I watched the videos. There was even one of his close friends, Brookfield, partner, said, and these are his words, I've got the video on it here, he can hardly wait for Carney to take over the country, Canada, to take it over, and to make billions of dollars of our own tax dollars in their pockets. That's what he said. He can hardly wait that him and Carney can make billions of our money, and they walk away scot-free. Now, you want to know what kind of money Carney's making? Anything to do with Brookfield. Now, I just found this out. My banks, my savings bank, it's called Westminster Savings at first, pardon me. And then it became Prospera. Then Prospera decided to partnership with other types of banks, other types of investment banks, not not a real bank, but these just savings banks. And I thought, this name sounds familiar, like I've seen this name before. And I looked it up. And I did the research and found out and went, what is this? And it had the name Orissa, Nee Brookfield Assets. Hello. Brookfield Assets actually owns my bank. They're shareholders of the bank. Kearney's making money out of her own bank. And I actually did say that they wouldn't touch our bank. They wouldn't touch our savings. They said, no, they're not going to touch. They won't be able to. There's no way they can touch the savings banks because we're shareholders. Brookfield became a shareholder of our savings banks. Why? Kearney's a banker. He wants all assets of everything, savings banks or even corporate banks. He wants his hands in everything. That's what he's doing. Now, he hasn't done any harm to us here with our savings banks yet. I'm not saying yet, but I shouldn't say that. But he's trying his darndest. He's going to actually see if he can. So basically, anytime that they try to pass bills, they're going to say, oh, we have access to your bank account. We can take whatever we want. You can't do anything about it. The day you start hearing a savings bank telling that you can't even take your money out, it's the day you try and take as much you can out because it's called extortion. And you can charge them for extortion. Bank manager or no bank manager, you charge them for extortion. You bring in the police and you charge them for extortion. They're telling you that you can't take your money out. And you take out everything you can and you take it home. Because they can't stop you from owning what you own. They're trying to control what you can't have. Now, I'm not saying now, but this is, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Heidi, the special military is here now. Oh, I got a surprise for you. Wait, it's going to be looking, you wait to hear this. Woo-hoo. So, Polyev, again, was interviewed by Joe Rogan. Wonderful. I didn't finish watching the whole thing. I'm going to finish watching it later on, but because I had so much I was doing today, been so busy. And I was late. I was in Vancouver and getting home, and it was late in the highway. So when I got home, I thought, well, is it worth coming on, talk about this, or should I wait till the next following week? Because I wasn't sure if I could be able to talk to you guys, because normally at most time I'm always coughing, not coughing, but coughing. And but I'm pretty well over this ridiculous thing they were spraying in the skies with, but my wife's still affected by it. Unfortunately, I'm very glad that she got some antibiotics now. And I told her, Spirit told me to tell her that within 5 days that she'll recover, that she'll be fine. Well, this is day 2. So I think the antibiotics are going to do the job to have her better, because she doesn't deserve to have this. She does not deserve to be suffering. And I'll tell you why. I feel bad for a lot of people that are elderly that go to the hospital asking for help. You know, they want to they want to get their surgery done, or they're not feeling very well. And the first thing that these hospitals now in BC are doing is offering them MAID. Now, they're not dying and they don't want to die. A lot of these elderly people, even my age, have a full life to keep on going. We want to keep on living. We want to travel. They don't want you to travel anymore. They want you to either stay at home, pretend that you don't know what's going on, and keep your mouth shut, or they'll offer you MAID, basically to take you out. You need to understand one thing, folks. Justin Trudeau started this depopulation program here in BC and Canada. MAID had already begun 2019-20. That's when they signed it in. They were offering MAID to all of the elders' homes, and their plan was, when you're only allowed to live in the elders' home up to 6 months. After 6 months, they'll put you on the MAID program. You would no longer live any longer than 6 months in that home. So they were on a depopulation program, and that's the reason why Bill Gates said this. He said, no matter how this works out, if I can't, he basically, his goal was to take out 2 billion people, and he got rid of 2 billion people in the world. Now he says he wants to have another 7 billion more taken out. And he says, I'm coming for the kids. These were his words. I'm coming for your children. That's what he said. Because he still wanted ongoing his depopulation program, because his grandfather did this back in 1918 Spanish flu. Now, that's the reason why they brought in MAID. MAID has nothing to do with trying to help people that are, now, if there are people that are really, really suffering from a physical disability, and they can't speak for themselves anymore, and they know they want to leave this world in a very, I would say, peaceful manner, let me explain something to you guys. MAID is not peaceful. I have a friend who is a physician and said there's 2 shots that you're given before when you go in the MAID program. The first shot, the first insertion, is to paralyze you. Did you know that? And then it starts to slow the heart down, forces the heart to slow down. It paralyzes you. That means you can't move. That's it. And all you see is your eyes moving. You can't even move your mouth. And then the second shot, they take you out, forcing a heart attack. Now, do you call that humane? It's like putting down a dog or a cat. Because doctors do the same thing. We didn't realize, even vets are doing the same thing. This is the same solution that they give dogs and cats. Same stuff, except larger quantities. That's what this doctor told me. He says it goes, they put the animal in paralysis, and they put us into paralysis. And it's painful. Very, very painful. Some people that went on MAID were yelling and screaming before they died, because they yell and scream, say, I don't want to die. That's what they did. I don't want to die. Next thing you know, the last shot, oh, well, too bad, grandma's gone. That's what they did. It breaks my heart. Yeah, they want to give it to everybody. So they're making it where it's a peaceful thing. And that's the reason why when you go to a hospital, and if you're dealing with certain pain, no matter how old you are, automatically they'll come up to you and they'll offer you this. Now, I'm going to bring this file up. I want you guys to see this, because this is going to be very sickening to read, to know what's going on. I'll bring this soon as around over here. Interesting how someone actually made this into a bluntly show you what's there. But look at that. That's scary. Okay. And that is, why would somebody make that up? Because this is actually the Liberals that Trudeau represent is the one that helped create this. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Paint. No, wait. Okay. What do I do here? Let's not do that one, and let's do this first. Let's move the file. Save this. It's something I just saved this a few minutes ago before I opened the program, so I'm going to go back, put it back to what it was. Okay, there we go. There, and let's try this again. Here we go. Okay. Here it is. Bring up medical assistance in dying, MAID, as a clinical care option. Now they're calling it the Canadian Association of MAID assessors and providers. Assessing, so they're assessing you and providing you. Okay, so they're telling you if you should live this world or not. Bringing up medical assistance in dying. The Canadian Association of MAID assessors, and providers, intends to provide guidance to physicians, nurse practitioners, nurses, and other allied healthcare professionals on bringing up MAID as a clinical care option. We aim to facilitate, okay, equitable access to information about MAID for all patients across Canada. We also aim to find an acceptable compromise with healthcare professionals who consciously object to MAID, respecting their personal views while working together to best serve patients. Now, if you read this part, there is no provision in the law that prohibits healthcare professionals from initiating a discussion about MAID or responding to questions about MAID from a patient. All healthcare professionals have a professional obligation to respond to questions about MAID from patients. Only physicians and nurse practitioners, jointly referred to hereafter as clinicians, involved in a care planning, okay, and let's see, consent processes, have a professional obligation to initiate a discussion about MAID. If a patient might be eligible for MAID, the discussion should include all treatment options, including palliative care and option of MAID. To the appropriate timing of initiating a discussion about MAID is determined by the clinical context. Healthcare professionals must not discuss MAID with a patient with the aim of inducing, persuading, or convincing the patient to request MAID. There you go here, folks. There's your problem right there. It says healthcare professionals must not discuss MAID with a patient with the aim of inducing, persuading, or convincing. They've been doing this already. They've already been persuading people already. I've got proof on that. Here we go.
I am 84 years old, and a year ago, an amazing thing happened. When I got out of bed one morning, I was suddenly in excruciating pain, so much so that my daughter came running from another room. She called an ambulance. Off I went to the Vancouver General Hospital, and I was approached by a young lady doctor whose very first words out of her mouth is, "We would like to offer you MAID." I was taken aback. That was the last thing on my mind. I just wanted to find out why I was in pain. I did not want to die. And I was a month in hospital, came home and recuperated nicely enough that I could take some trips. Off I went last year to Cuba, before the problems today in Cuba. And then this just recently, I have been to Mexico and Guatemala. So my recovery has been amazing, and there was no need for MAID to even be suggested.
So now you know, folks, this is the reason what I'm trying to point out. Okay. You're gonna hear stories about this for the next little while. Now, my wife, she thought this is going to be simple. They talk about MAID. Okay, well, what if a person's suffering? Yes, there's a difference between suffering, or if you can't take care of yourself, then fine. If you're deciding to leave this world, say if you're in your 90s or whatever, if you can't do anything, fine. Or if you're dealing with a debilitating physical disability and you can't take care of yourself anymore or survive in a very, we all have to go through the program. That's physical life, folks. Putting on MAID is called SUIDE. Okay. Spirit, God, does not accept people who do commit this. You're put into a mid-world. You're stuck in the mid-world until it is your time. Unless you are going through major depression, it has to be. And they're even offering depressed kids, seasonal kids. There was even a young boy in Vancouver here, not even 14 years old. And every year he would go through depression. Why? Because he misses his friends. It all started when COVID-19 began. Because to him is a trigger, thinking that they're going to bring back the COVID-19. Even in the schools, as always mentioned constantly, he was going through depression because he did not like how the school was treating each other, how the teachers are treating the kids regarding their identity. It's about identity. And they wanted him to say, well, if you don't like it, you can go to MAID. Okay, even the teachers, some of the teachers are even telling them this. Not him alone. other kids. Oh, that doesn't mean if you don't want to be here, you can always go in the program. We can take you to the hospital, drop you off there, and you can do it without your parents' permission. Next thing you know, the kids are there and gone. And you wonder why we're pissed off. You wonder why, why we're mad at the schools and the school boards. The school and the school board and the teacher should not be responsible for any of this whatsoever, and should not whatsoever teach any identification programming in school. You're there to be educated under math, science, social, anything to do with education, transitioning, or any other means of physical changes. That's outside the school. Okay. What Heidi's asking, what happens if you die outside your time, sooner than your time? You're stuck in the mid-world. It's actually your consciousness that keeps you there in the mid-world until you come to terms with the fact why you did it, until it come your term, because basically you're not supposed to be leaving this world so soon. People do go through depression. People do SUIDE. Okay. They have done it. And then there's a difference between deep depression, harming yourself, different. But someone tries to convince you to harm yourself, and that's what these people do. They're brainwashing these kids. They're brainwashing the public. They keep on bringing MAID all the time in public. They want to make it a normal thing. There's going to be a center. They're actually building these centers now that you go to the MAID, not a hospital. You go to the center, or you even go to a funeral home and you're placed into a coffin. They're doing it now. They're doing it in Ontario. You're placed into a coffin, and then they made you in the coffin. You're already there. That's cruel. That's wrong. That's inhumane. And they're doing it already. I have a friend of mine who actually works for a funeral home, and she said they're offering that service already. I'm not kidding you guys. This is getting to be really, really bad. It hurts my heart to see people suffer this way. We should never have to hear or read about MAID whatsoever. We're here to be brought into this world for one reason, and that is to live a good life. I'm going to bring this up.
So the Journal of Death and Dying.
Okay, I want to bring this up for you guys to see as well. This is important too. This young lady has been a very valuable. She's been doing a lot of her research. I'm sure you may have seen her before, but she's worth the while to watch.
Recently this year of 2025 came out and expressed what Health Canada's plans look like to save money. They are on track starting 2027 to 2047 to save $1.273 trillion by providing 14.7 million Canadians with MAID rather than palliative care.
What was that number? Say that.
14.7 million Canadians. Over 9 million of those are projected to be elderly. Over 4 million of those are projected to be the mentally ill and suicidal. Over 300,000 of those are projected to be the Indigenous population, and then everyone else, addicts, homeless, and otherwise. So Canada's running a eugenics program, and they're planning to expand that with the start of mentally ill only qualification in 2027.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that are find those stats as disgusting as I do, you can go check out the SAGE Journal or the Journal of Death and Dying. They break it all down for you. They go through the numbers. We've also done it on the series as well.
Now, this young lady here had served in the military, and so she knows all about this. She does her major research. She's still serving, but she served in the military. Okay, active service. So this is not something that you think, okay, well, she's just a woman who actually thinks she knows stuff. No, she served in the military. Okay. This is her job. This is what she's doing. She's showing you, and I'll show you here.
As I understand it,
okay, let's talk about this man right here. Here's the one that's the main cause of all of this. Okay. He is just intentionally wants you to believe, and he's telling you this is his plan. Okay, This is his plan.
What you're saying is that it may be that there needs to be some compromise in some of the safety measures that would normally be expected to create a vaccine because time is so crucial.
Well, of course, if you want to wait and see if a side effect shows up 2 years later, that takes 2 years. So whenever you're acting quickly, like during the HIV crisis, they created a quick way of getting drug approval. There is a trade-off.
See, he just said the HIV virus, they made it. He was part of it. Fauci was part of it. They created it.
Up there. In that case, it worked super, super well. And here, you know, we will, I think, be able to get some safety indications, but this is a public good. And so, you know, those trade-offs, the government's working on a cooperative basis will be involved in the decision to say, hey, the regulator says go ahead, even though you haven't taken the normal time period.
The regulator. Who is the freaking regulator? They're saying, oh, it's time to put people down. It's time to take people out. Okay. This is what Bill Gates has been doing. That's his main plan. He's part of all this. People don't realize that. They're thinking, okay, this is so simple. He can do whatever he's a blowhard, whatever have you. This man has made trillions of dollars on us, on our lives. He's made trillions of dollars. Now, let me bring this part in. Okay. Oh, come back. There we go. Okay. Rob Schneider. Okay. He says, you abject Canadian retards. Your country, it puts the press. Okay. Rob Schneider's post criticizes Canada's MAID program, citing a Daily Mail article reporting 219 same-day or next-day assisted deaths in Ontario in 2023. 30% of occurring on the same day after approval amid 16,500 total MAID cases nationwide in 2024. The program legalized in 2016 and expanded in 2021 to remove 10-day reflection period for non-terminal patients. That means they're taking the 10-day period out. That means they're immediately put them down like a dog or a cat. Faces scrutiny for cases involving questionable consent, such as an elderly woman who withdrew her request but proceeded hours later, while official safeguards require 2 assessments and proof of intolerable suffering. Critics highlight risks of coercion and rushed processes, with mental illness eligibility delayed until 2027. This sparks cross-border ethical debates on euthanasia access. Now, why would they call it euthanasia access, right? So, it says here, to save money, plans to euthanize almost 15 million people in the next 2 decades, including the elderly, the mentally ill, and the suicidal addicts and homeless people. That's their plan, folks. Their plan is to take out more people. Now that's 15 million in Canada. Why are they making this plan? Okay. So let's see here, back up.
So the Journal of Death.
I was in that one. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, let's leave that one out now. We're gonna go over here. You see this? He got a gift from Pierre Poilievre. Joe Rogan got a gift. He loves the guy. So like I said, folks, there's more to this than most people know. Now, I'm sure you've seen this video before, but I'm going to share it with you. Here's what they are doing today.
So you make some online posts to the Prime Minister of Canada. Anything to say about that? Can you be more specific? What post, what I specifically
Yeah,
said? Do you have a screenshot?
Yeah, you specifically said, and you made it online.
Because I mean, he's a Zionist scumbag, and he's not my prime minister. So,
Okay.
but really, you're going to come to my door, and you're worried that I'm going to do something. Do I seriously look like a threat to you?
So that's why we came to talk, right? So those threats are made.
You know what? You guys should be busy taking care of actual real crime than standing here harassing me over fucking shit I say online.
I understand. But
Okay,
you
yeah,
shouldn't be
no.
saying that.
Don't be wasting
So,
tax dollars doing this
Nicole-
bullshit.
Nicole, if such behavior continues, if there is,
What are you going to do? Put me in jail because I don't like our prime minister?
No, but if you made some threats that are concerning,
What kind of threats did I make? You still haven't shown me what I
you're
said.
talking over me now. I'm trying to explain to you what the
Show me
threats
what I said.
are. So if those threats are continuing,
Show me what I said.
right, you could be arrested and charged. Just want to let you know.
Communist Canada,
understand?
how do you like working for that? Are you proud of yourself? Do you go back home and look at your family in the mirror and say, this is what you do for a living? You harass people for what they say online because I don't like our stupid prime minister and he's a Zionist scumbag?
You can have your opinion. You can.
Whatever.
So you
I don't have to
so you
discuss
cannot-
anymore with this.
So listen, you
Excuse
cannot-
me, don't
you
touch my
cannot-
door.
That's what I'm letting you know. So if
Don't
behavior
touch my door.
continues, we will put a report in. It's documented. If such behavior continues, the Toronto
Blah,
Police-
blah, blah, blah,
takes it
blah. I
very
will say
seriously.
whatever the fuck I want about our prime minister. You
have an
can't
opinion.
stop my
You
speech.
can have an
Sorry.
opinion.
Yeah,
You cannot
exactly.
be threatening. That's all I'm asking you.
What
Okay?
you say is
Right.
threatening, I say is just words.
Okay.
Okay, have a
Okay.
nice day.
So-
Goodbye
so
now.
you understand.
Her name was Groovy Mama. She was quite the lady. She just told her straight up about what was going on. So here's what their plan is. See here, it says, do not made suicide with a cross on it, but it has the medical part on it. Okay. This is what we have to get made or get these bracelets. People are asking people to get these bracelets made so then they can't maid you. Because their main plan of mating you actually, folks, is taking your intestines. They want to make money and all the insides that's inside of you, whatever they can recycle. That's what they're doing. Okay. And let's see here. Anything else? We're gonna leave that part. Now we're gonna have some fun. The fun part is this. Here's some of my predictions. You guys need to hear this. So I talked to Spirit about this, about all of this, and they said this is here to basically wake up people. I mean, there are some people that need to be woken up. You know, the ones that need to be woken up. The ones that need to be more aware of what's really going on. They think they can just ride right through this and not even worry about. I'm not saying worry about. Ride right through this, pretend that nothing ever happened, and they're going to regret when they find out later that, you know, you can, because basically what Carney's goal is to make sure you make no comment about the government completely. And if the Carney wants to keep on breaking laws and stealing your money, and you can't do nothing about it, that's his goal. His goal actually is to take everything from you. And don't forget, folks, this is the World Economic Forum way. Remember, they said you'll have nothing and be happy. That's what their World Economic Forum plan was. You'll have nothing and be happy. That's what Carney's goal was in this country. You have nothing and you'll be happy. That means he's going to take all your rights away from you. They've already come up with the idea of having to take your land rights, your land ownership away from you here in Canada. Okay, they've already started in BC. They're using all of the First Nations people to give them all the land to control it. That means not one homeowner can actually sell property. Why? Because, and why did David Eby do this? This is our premier of BC. Why did he do this? For this. Okay. David Eby said he was invited by the Musqueam people to come to their gathering, and that they sat him down. They fed him, sat him down, and told him to sign these papers, these documents. When he was in Parliament after, he said he'd had no idea what he was signing. They just told him, here, sign here. You're an MP. You represent our country. You represent our province in BC. And David Eby said, and he lied. Again, there that lies for free, folks. He does not have to worry about going to jail for lying. And he lied, and he said, well, they made me sign. I don't know what it's about, why I signed it, but I did anyways because I trusted them. Excuse me. They made me sign the documents. Does it make any sense, folks? They made me sign it. And yet I don't know why they did it. So what I'm pointing out is this. All of this right now is just a distraction. Everything here is a distraction. I already know that we are Area 51. Okay. We're Area 51. Did I say 51st state? I say we're Area 51. Why? We have always been Area 51. We are being invaded by illegal aliens. We are being invaded by illegal aliens that are trying to control our country. We're being invaded and supposedly coerced and to trust them to control our income, to control our lifestyle, to control our way of living. Don't forget, folks, Mark Carney was once a banker. He was the head banker of UK. The one-time prime minister said, do not allow this man to become a prime minister of your country because he will bankrupt you. He ruined UK. He bankrupted it. And he's doing it again. He did it once before, and he thinks he can get away with it again. And I'm not kidding you, folks. It's a repeat. He's redoing it. This time, it was a small country he went after and bankrupted it. Now he goes after the second largest country in the world and see if he can bankrupt you too. Now, we have a commander-in-chief who's only tolerating this bullshit. Tolerating it. But he's allowing you, okay? He's allowing you to see the mistakes that Carney's making. They want you to see this. Okay? So, yeah, Catherine says here in the chat room, he has the auto pen signature on our Canadian money. He does. So he figures that once he signed it, he can do whatever he wants. And it's like the thing is that our money's still being signed by Carney. Now he's the prime, like they're calling, saying he's prime minister. He never really was elected as prime minister. He never even earned his way in as an MP. He never earned his way in as a politician. He admitted it. I'm not a politician. I'm an investor. I'm here to make money. That's what he said. But yet, you guys, you liberal elbows up people believing this man's going to change things. He's put here for a reason, to open your eyes. Okay? He's here to open your eyes to see what was really going on. And do you really think Justin Trudeau is going to walk away scot-free and do whatever he wants? And he gets to date some other robotic woman who actually is supposed to be a singer? No, that's not the real her either, by the way. These are two actors playing the role. The real Justin Trudeau, I already know, is serving his time in the spirit world. The real one's gone, and so is she. So these are just people playing the role. And again, same with Chrystia Freeland. She's a double agent for the Ukraine. Always has been since the very beginning. She's been passing secret information from our country to the Ukraine for years. For years. To Zelensky. You think he's just because he's an actor? He played an actor. He played an actor being a president in a comedy, and now he's a real actor. Zelensky's for real, folks. He's not kidding around. So we do have, yes, over 200,000 central cast actors in this movie right now. We have well over 200 plus. Now, I'm going to show you something, folks. You guys need to see this. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to see this. I recorded this. Oh, let's go back. Okay, let's go back here to the bottom first, go back up. And okay. I want you to see this part. Now, everybody kept on talking about masks and actors and how come, if they're playing the roles. There is a fellow here who has a company in the States, and he's very famous in his work. He's very accurate and very good at what he does. He admitted that he gets hired by special people, and they get him to make different types of masks, famous people's masks, and they wear them. Everything from the mask to the hands, you name it, everything to like, right. And that it's not just a head mask here. They do the whole upper part to make it look like as if you're all part of that person. So he's so good at it. Now, where did I put you? It's in here. No. So many people have been sending me stuff here, and it's moved so fast. Where did I put you? Here we go. Coming up. Come on, guys. Man, someone sends me the same stuff for... Oh my God, you're kidding me. Okay. Try, folks, if you do want to put things on my wall in Telegram, please don't send me repeats of the same one, like 10 of them at the same time, same one. Just only send me one, because it takes up the whole wall. Okay. There is... Oh my goodness. So many hits here. I have been so busy downloading stuff, saving, adding in. I'm very fortunate to get information from people that that I'm allowed to keep and to share. I hope you guys had a good time on St. Patrick's Day, or did you know St. Patrick's was just not too long ago, a couple of days back. Oh yeah, I want you to see this part here. I'll play the one after. I don't keep on making mistakes. I get so caught up in the good stuff here that I want to share with you information. Some really great information. Oh my God, where is you? Okay, floor crossing fail. Wyatt Claypool talks about, yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's not the one. Nope. Nope. There we go. Here's coming up. Come on. It's right here, isn't it? No, that's one. Okay. Here's one here. I want you guys to see this first. Central casting. Now, President Trump will always say the word central casting. And whenever he hears those words, central casting, that means that he's showing you, telling you, oh, central casting. That means he's showing you these are actors, people wearing masks that are not truly who they are. And you'll see there, okay? So there are people here that are making these masks for famous people, of famous people. So, for example, let's use Jim Carrey as an example. Now, Jim Carrey was supposed to be in France, receiving an award, and he even spoke French fluently. Number one, Jim Carrey has never ever spoken French in his life. He was also right-handed when he was doing autographs. The real Jim Carrey was left-handed. Okay? And so, you know, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's go here. Oh, what's this? Okay, yes. Look at that. Wales becomes the first country to enact rules firing politicians for lying. Okay. And there's, gee, who is this over here? The habitual liar. Now here, that part down below, if you guys have, you can always look on my Telegram page, you'll find out what it said in there. But it says he's actually the head of the UN. And Mark Carney even always keeps on talking about the UN all the time. Okay.
Here's the thing. Today we're in San Dimas, California, and I snuck into Immortal Masks, one of the coolest mask makers you guys will.
Now, this is the company's called Immortal Masks. This guy's doing interviewing the fellow who actually owns the company. And you will see and hear in the next few minutes. This company is very important. They're the ones that are making very famous people's faces, heads, arms, legs, body suits, the whole 9 yards. And you'll listen to carefully.
You're ever going to find. Today's Grim Adventure is all about the making of some of the scariest, coolest, realistic masks in the industry. I think they're on to me. Maniacal laugh time.
It's actually in Alabama. His name is Lee Hurley. Sometimes I have like a limited edition of a couple of these went out. And
hang on a second. I'll move this up. No, back. Where is it? If you guys want to get the video, here it is right here. If you guys want to get the video, let me know and I can always send it to you. This is worth your while. I actually downloaded this about 3-4 years ago. You won't be able to find this now because apparently YouTube took it down because they know they were telling the truth. Here we go.
These are designed with having a human kind of hidden within. So
if you start seeing some blurs on some pictures, that means they're hiding the truth.
With some trickery involved, but throughout the years, George and I've got really good with like those little tricks.
Well, it's fun because like even like we hire outside sculptors, friends of ours that work in the film industry. They'll come in and they'll grab Andrew's books and then they'll flag like a book.
You'll see some pictures here that are blurred because they don't want you to see that one there that's especially made by someone in politics, okay, or military.
Bunch that like spoke to them, like so we want to find ideas that like also that the sculptor is inspired by, and so like recently like this one was sculpted by a friend of ours named Brian Wade, who's an amazing sculptor for the industry. And it really started with him thumbing through Andrew's books and putting a Post-it note on a bunch of pages that spoke to him.
Well, it's an honor having Brian flesh this out because he's an amazing talent and he's been doing this for a long time. And I've learned a lot from him throughout the years, and he did a really great job. So it's cool to see other people's interpretations of some of these characters as well. And that's what makes the catalog so special.
Yeah. So we're in the racks, and this is kind of our inventory area. This is where we keep masks that are going to be going out, things that are going to our in-stock section, trade show stock.
Now, this is the important one. Watch carefully, folks. This is the one here that he's telling you the truth. He said there's things they can't show you. Now, this is not by special order by any means. This is actually special higher up orders.
But as we get in the shop, you might notice a couple things that get blurred out. Now and again, we work on some high-profile clients, pieces, film, music, celebrity disguise masks.
You hear the word? Celebrity disguise masks. Celebrity disguise masks.
Specialized projects that will either under non-disclosure or just part of the job is anonymity in itself. So please forgive the blurred if you see those things. It's just stuff that I can't show. I want to show you. I might even be able to show you, Michael, but I can't show all of you.
Is this the video that you're telling me about?
I got a cool video. Yeah, I got a pretty cool video. There's a bunch of them, but I got one that's like the coolest of all videos.
All right, cool. Let's take a look at it.
All right, I'll show you.
Now, I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm in high school, like doing something bad, in the library, like getting ready to smoke pot or something like
Got
that.
it.
All right, so let's see this video.
Okay. I mean, like I said, he sent it to me. The client sent it to me. It was definitely so I could show some friends now and again. But it is something kind of a fun project we got to do, and well, this is a reveal. So wait till you see who this is.
Oh shoot! Now you were not kidding when you said you have some high-profile clients.
Yeah. That one was that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was like one of those emails you get in the morning, and then you're like, wait, what? And then it progresses into a conversation you have with someone by midday, and by the end of the day, you're kind of like, am I really doing this? And then like a week later, it kind of all comes together, and you're like, wow, that was really cool. So we get those now and again, and like, you know, we're used to doing a lot with Hollywood music, but now and again, there's still that one that kind of throws you. That was one of them. So.
I hate the fact that I can't show you.
I know. I wish I could show you, but yeah.
I'm going to say this: if you see it, so whenever people see us in person, and they're like, "Oh, so what was that?" People are going to ask. You're going to want to ask this, and trust me, you should ask. But I'm not going to tell you who it was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's fun. It's funny talking to you, like, you know, amongst our racks over here. It's like we built a fort,
right?
Like I get to have these private conversations and show you like the weird intricacies of what made up our company and where we're at right now. And you went to film school, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh filmmakers.
Yeah, same here. So like, and it's weird that like, you know, I do this now, and I came to LA to make movies, but now I make masks. And people always wonder like I don't know, like what did what did film school prepare you for, you know, now that you're here doing this stuff?
Ooh, very good question. So honestly, I think film school really only taught me like the technical side of it. Like I think up until that point, I didn't really know what the rule of thirds was, or
Right.
lighting, or working with this.
So now you guys know that what he admitted. He admitted that there's more to this than you think. So he admitted the fact he was one of the people that have been helping out others that have been doing their work. Okay. We have a lot of people that are central casting, and he supplies these masks for people. And I've got some videos of very famous people standing behind our commander-in-chief in the crowd behind him that were also actors, singers, that have had to claim or had to leave, I can say protective custody. They had to be protected, so they had to fake their life. And now they wear these masks to stand and support our commander-in-chief. Now, will they come forward in the future? Yes, because our commander-in-chief actually had already signed a new, executive order, where now anybody who's ever faked their death can now come forward without any charges. Now, he did that already about a few months back. So now you're going to start seeing a lot of the famous entertainers come forward and say, here, I'm back. And they're going to show up on stage, and they're going to be totally freaking surprised. And there's a few actors that have been gone for a long time that are playing other roles. You think that they're alive, but they were gone a long time. So yeah, it's like a switch. It's hard to explain. Now, to finish this evening off, I want to share with you guys too one more thing, and that is this. I like making predictions because when I hear from Spirit tells me some really immaculate things that are going to happen. We expect still the month of May and June is going to be very, very, very important for 2026. So expect some really important information and But don't get worried. Don't get scared. But they're going to try and see how far they can take it out by having to put play the frightening role of control. Now, and don't get bothered by it, because it's just nothing but scare tactic again. The fun part of this is they're going to make a mistake, and you're going to see you're going to see them expose themselves as making the mistake, and you're going to see the truth of the mistake they make. Also, and these are to wake up the rest of the people that actually are still asleep. And sometimes some of your sleepers just don't want to even open their eyes. These people, a lot of people just don't want to see what's going on. They want to what they do is they go to work 9 to 5, go home and go to sleep, or they go home on 9 to 5 and watch TV and go to bed. That's it. Sometimes the people's lifestyles are just not the same. They don't want to be part of any of that outside stuff. Now, one last thing is, why are the gas prices so high all of a sudden here in British Columbia? Well, number one, the highest gas price I've seen so far is almost $2.20 per liter, and that's here in BC. And the reason why gas price is going to go up, why? Because of the election. They want to scare you, to make you believe that you can't afford the gas, to get you off from driving your vehicle, a gas-powered vehicle, because they're making you think that we don't have no fuel or oil here. We always did. The fuel lines are already here. We've actually have twin pipelines going all the time. Trans Mountain Pipeline's been going on for a long, long time. It's still here. They've already signed deals and have been given money to the First Nations here in British Columbia. Wherever there's twinning on their land, they've been getting paid. Okay, so but your Carney's making you believe that there's nothing here. Keep everything. So we can try to keep everything in the ground. Horse crap. It's already in the ground. The pipeline's already in the ground. There's nothing new to put in. Okay, it's been double pipelined a long time ago, because I was part of that program. I was trying to stop it from happening back in 2017. Okay, 16, 17, and they went ahead, still put the pipeline in. But I was trying to explain to them, hey, if you're going to put the pipeline in the ground, make sure our pipeline or our steel is made in Canada, not in China, because the metal has nickel in it. Okay, nickel, and that's the reason why the elders have a hard time sealing the pipe. And and they make they're making more money in the oil leaks and through the insurance than they are actually making money through the oil going through the pipeline. And that's why Carney is part of it. He always has been. He's got a pipeline of his own. He owns Brookfield Pipeline in the United States. He's already got pipeline in the ground in the States. Okay? You guys don't realize he has over 500 businesses that he's making money. This guy's a freaking multi-billionaire. He lost money in Iran because they killed Khomeini. They had to kill one of the baddest men in the world. They had to put him down, get him out of the way, so the public can get access to the fuel, because they were controlling the public. Now, like I said before, Carney raised the prices of fuel. Why did he raise it up so high? Because the election's coming, and he says, here's one of my campaign promises. I'll make sure the gas prices don't drop so low that if you vote for me, I'll drop the gas price down. He's the one that's controlling the gas. He's controlling the one that's going up, folks. He controls it here in Canada. Don't get fooled. That's how your politicians get away with it. Anytime there's actually an election coming, they will raise the gas prices and oil prices purposely to control your vote. That's what they do, to control your vote. That's their game. Yep. Okay, so basically, another friend of mine who actually knows what's going on here, she said July the 4th for 1 year world celebrations we have heard. That's in July, yeah. But we're going to go into the May and June 1st. Now, one more piece that I've got here. Let's prepare you folks with this. Okay, let's bring this up. One more piece before we call it a night. And that is... Okay, this is important. Please understand. Be ready for this. These are procedures that are actually preparing you ahead of time. The reminder: this is predicted World War III and alien invasion. And this is actually made by Anonymous. This is actually done military way. They're showing you, folks. This is showing you ahead of time. Everything's all taken care of. It says Israel breaks ceasefire and strikes Iran. The next step is Trump responds with the B-2 bunker busters on nuclear sites. Then Iran hits all Gulf oil fields and U.S. bases, blocks Hamas and Bab al-Mandeb. And then oil prices skyrocket, blackouts in Africa and in the Third World War. That's what's happening right now. All the oil prices skyrocket, blackouts in Africa and Third World. U.S. sends 3 aircraft carriers. This is all showing you ahead of time. This is what they're going to say. This is what they're going to do, folks. Be prepared for all this. Is what I'm trying to show you. It's all about to happen. The U.S. tries amphibious invasion. First fails with massive casualties. Second attempt succeeds. Oil fields seized. Advance halts. U.S. Civil War begins. Anti-war bloc takes D.C. with military support. The U.S. splits in two and retreats from Middle East. Turkey betrays NATO and joins Russia-Iran-China alliance and attacks Israel. China invades Taiwan and Guam. North Korea invades South. Japan fails to stop it. India possibly flips sides. Russia invades Poland and Baltics links to Kaliningrad. Finland and NATO invade Russia, takes St. Petersburg. Europe collapses into riots, famine, and civil wars. Latin America allies with China and Russia. The U.S. invaded from the south. Advance stops at Colorado. 50 to 150 tactical nukes used high in atmospheric. That means that this is a threat. This is just saying that they're in control. Tsar bomb and 2 strategic nukes used in Europe. Israel destroyed. Palestinians wiped with it. Air travel ends. Okay, crime and chaos everywhere. 3 weeks of nuclear events. Fake alien invasion begins. MJ-12 releases synthetic alien soldiers. Okay, expect that. PLFs hunt survivors. FEMA camps classify people as useful or in undesirables. By 2027, 5 billion dead. Now, what they're pointing out, they're not predicting it to happen, but they're saying this is what the plan of the bad guys are trying to say this was going to happen. Fake aliens defeated with help of real ones. One world government under MJ-12 and the UN. Dome the Rock destroyed and script complete. Now, basically, this is what, if you don't understand this whole story, this is not a bad thing. This actually is to let you know ahead of time. Be prepared. This is a script. Okay? This has already taken place. This has already been done a long time ago. This is done a long time ago. So what you're really seeing is what you're going to hear on the TV and the news media for the next little while. So this is a script. Okay, this is showing you what's going to happen ahead of time. Or I said but it's already happened. We already know. I already know. So, don't get worried about this. They're just basically, this is what the plans are to show you that it is in control. Our commander-in-chief has it all controlled. Now, everyone's asking about Canada. If you noticed, there's nothing here that says Canada. Why? Because we're part of this. Okay, where are we here? We are part of there. We're with them. Now, we're not here to work for him. We're here to work together. Okay, so we're supporting whatever takes place to protect us and their families. So that's why we're here. Nothing more. We're here to take care of our families, but we're all going to be fine. Everyone's going to be fine. We just have to not worry anymore. And I'll just put it this way. I've never had such great sleeps, and I've never had so many high-pitched noises coming through my ears for such a long time, constantly. And when you start hearing high-pitching noises, that means spirits coming down, and they've been helping me a lot. Now, funny thing is, I've been doing readings for people for quite a while, and especially if I'm talking them back and forth on the camera. Say Facebook, for example. My last client and I have actually witnessed the white arm of a person in spirit come through out of my computer, and they would show them and wave both to us from the spirit world. Why were they showing us? Because they are saying everything is fine. Don't worry. Okay. I don't worry what's going on in this world anymore. I'm not going to let it bother me. Our job is here to do many things, and that is to keep living, fulfill your dreams, do what you got to do, and make the best of it. Love your family, keep on going, folks. Don't give up on anything. Just keep on living, do your thing. Enjoy life to the fullest. I have many things to do in my life. I'm hitting 70 this year, but I'm not pushing my 70. I have many things I want to fulfill. I'm not done this world until I'm past 100. I got a lot of years to go yet. Same with my wife. Her plan is not to leave early. Both of us have plans to do many things together. We still need to travel. And we're going to do that. And it's not going to stop me. I'm going to make things happen. And we're going to do what we always wanted to do, because we've worked so hard our lives and enjoyed it. To be out there to the public, and I've been helping the communities for many, many years, 20 plus years. And I realized after, now it's our turn to have and to enjoy ourselves to be together and do things together with each other, and not always going to run around out there and how to explain it. You just want to be together. I mean, last time my wife and I spent time together was 1996, 97. We were out and we traveled for 3 months on the highway. Just traveled for three months. We want to do it again. We want to go out there and do it again. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. So that's my plan. Oh, cool. Yeah, great idea. Catherine says she's going to send me a picture of the Galactic Federation with a Federation man with our Commander-in-Chief. Great, yeah, looking forward to it. So, folks, you get high-pitched ringing through the ears. Yeah, that means that you're aligning with the spirit world. They're actually helping you to raise your vibration even higher. Like I said before, through all these months and years, I've been doing this program. And like I said, as often as I am late, but when I do come on, I make sure that I spend as much time as I can with you guys to give you guys heads up what's going on. But it's very important for you all to need to know we are doing well. We are going to be, when Trump talks about the Golden Dome, it's big. It's a good, and look forward to it, folks. This is the Golden Dome. We are the time. This is the year. This is the time in life of the Golden Dome. We are in it. And there's so much to see. And I hope you guys really enjoy the program. Please like and share this. Like I said before, I'm actually on Telegram. Please send me. And also, if you guys do watch the program on the YouTube, like and share it. Click on that like and share as much as you can, because I notice that every time I turn, YouTube has been removing more people off all my like and shares. Like I used to have well over 1,000 or so people. Now it's like down maybe 200 or 300. Like they don't like what they see or hear. They'll lower the counter. I don't know why. And yet right now in Telegram, I have over 511,000 visitors. 511,000 visitors, going into 512,000 or 900 something. 512,000 visitors through Telegram. Now we should be having that through Facebook. We should be having that through YouTube. We should have that through every social networks we use, even Rumble. We should. But some of these social networks they're controlling who they want you to talk to, who they want you to, or allowing you to share. Facebook has been giving me a nothing but a headache. They've been telling me why I cannot write. And I said, no, keep your nose out of my business, or you guys can be gone bye-bye. And I'm not kidding around. They can't kick me out because I'm not harming anyone. But again, what Trudeau had done by creating this not allowed any news media going, you're not allowed to share any news media on your Facebook wall. So you have to, what I tell people this, if you can't share the page, you basically right click and save that, download it, put it into a downloader. So if you go on Facebook Downloader, go to Facebook Downloader, download the video, save the wording, right click and save, make a whole brand new one. They can't track you that way. If you do news media, just right click and save it, and then say, just start typing the word dot, and let people do their own research. They have to earn it that way. They have to look. You know, make them look, and the ones that want to follow you, they're going to follow you. So, anyways, folks, I thank you guys for being part of the program, and then thank you for following me and listening to the program. I know it's late. Have a great night. Be good to each other. May God be with you guys for as long as I can say the word God for a while, until they say, you can't say that no more. Kiss my butt. Anyways, take care, guys. We'll see you next time.